Good. I don't want one-liners.
Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 4:00 p.m. on Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. I'd like to welcome you all to the Richland County Transportation Ad Hoc Committee meeting. This meeting will now come to order. Madam Clerk, take the roll, please.
McBride.
Present.
Livingston.
Present.
Weaver.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Mackey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right. Also, I'd like to just acknowledge a couple of colleagues of ours who are not on the committee but are present this afternoon. Be Councilwoman Allison Terracio. Good to see you, ma'am. As well as our Vice Chair, Councilman Derek Pugh. Good to see you, Mr. Vice Chair. All right. Next item on the agenda is item 2, approval of the minutes. Entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair.
Second. Move to properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk.
McBride.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 3, adoption of the agenda. Any changes or additions or deletions to the agenda? Mr. Brown, Director Maloney.
No changes, sir.
Anything from body? None. Entertain a motion.
Chair, move for adoption of the agenda.
Second.
Properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk.
McBride.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Also like to acknowledge our other council colleague, Councilwoman Shakise Newton, who is also in attendance this afternoon. All right, next item on the agenda is item 4, items for discussion and or action. Item 4A, award of the construction of the Atlas Road widening Phase 1. Mr. Brown, should I be recognizing you or should I be recognizing Ms. Thomas?
Ms. Thomas, please, sir.
Ms. Thomas, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you would, at this time, we'll turn this item over for presentation to Director Maloney.
Director Maloney, you recognize, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This project is the award of construction for Phase 1A. And if you will, I'll go over the project phasing, which we provided a map that is in the packet. So the map at the very top indicates Phase 2, going from Bluff Road to a yellow line that runs on north and south, just short of Shop Road. So that is known as Phase 2. And that council put and rescoped into the approved project list in May of this year, 2024. Phase 1A and 1B is what we had as an original project that went out for bid. And Phase 1A is what's being recommended for award today. Phase 1A goes from that yellow line, which is a taper point, where when we get to Shop Road, we would be redoing all that pavement you're seeing there on Shop Road for redoing the intersection. And then carrying that northerly towards Garner's Ferry Road. And you're kind of seeing all the project limits shown all the way and including the Garner's Ferry intersection. So this is part of, the complexity of the project is improving the busier intersections as well as Atlas Road itself, so that this all works as a system, so that Phase 1A and B in the end will form a 5-lane road, 2 travel lanes in each direction with a center turning lane, 4-foot bike lanes, and they're actually looking at that at DOT, where we may be able to change the lane widths a little bit to put a 5-lane bike lane in, 5-foot wide bike lane, and then 5-foot sidewalk on both sides. And that goes for the entire length of the project. The bike lanes and the sidewalks will go all the way through Phase 2 as well. Phase 2, instead of being 5-lane, is 3-lane. It's a travel lane in each direction and a center turning lane. Again, it has the bike lanes and sidewalks on both sides. So connectivity of bikes and pedestrians will be in the end, from Bluff Road all the way to Garner's Ferry Road. So for Phase 1A, the recommendation is award. And the reason for Phase 1A, 1B is Phase 1A is the utility relocation. Phase 1B is the street construction. Phase 1A will get the sanitary sewer, water main, and other utilities out of the way, so that when Phase 1B comes along, they'll just have storm sewer, some major drainage crossings, and the street itself to put in the new facilities. Phase 1A, we recommend award of construction to McClam and Associates based on the bid received in the amount of $7,944,720.50. And we recommend a 15% contingency to have a total approved amount of $9,136,428.58. Expenses to date are in the additional fiscal and budget matters to consider. The project has a $36.3 million budget that was set in 2020. The prior expenses, that includes all the design and right-of-way and permits and fees, comes to $8.7 million, leaving us after this award with $18,380,000. That's the fiscal matters. And so we recommend this award. Again, we haven't historically bid these out in 2 phases. This is a good approach to get the utilities out of the way with an expert doing that. McClam and Associates can do that. Then in 6 to 8 months, depending on their progress, we'll have a good stage to set a bid for road construction. Also, within a year, we have the council approved $12 million for Phase 2. In about a year, we would bid that out as well, so that when we get to the end, we would have a complete road system. So I'm here to take any questions or just recommend the award.
Thank you, Director Maloney. Any questions from the body regarding this item, starting with Councilman Weaver and then Councilwoman Chairwoman Mackey and then Ms. Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Maloney, just curious, $36 million, that seems like a whole lot of money down there. Was this part of the 2012 package when we were laying out projects?
Atlas Road, yes, sir.
It was part of the 2012 package, okay. And was the original estimate somewhere around $36 million, or has it gone up much over the years? Just approximately.
It went up a little bit, I believe.
Okay.
And I think to control costs at that time, they had de-scoped what's called Phase 2.
Okay, thank you.
That's right.
Thank you. Really more of a comment than a question, but wanted to thank Director Maloney just in reading the notes with contractor feedback, I appreciate the consideration regarding SLBE requirements. I definitely think it is a priority for us to SLBE, making sure that the recommended contractor was committed to that and provided that and showed. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I too wanted to thank the staff for their consideration as you looked at how the project could be rescoped and looking at this new approach potentially of separating the utilities work, because there's not just water and sewer, there are multiple railroad lines. There's a lot of utilities in that area. So I definitely appreciate that approach and thank you. And you mentioned this in your presentation. I just want to make sure that I'm hearing correctly. The way that I heard your presentation, the only thing that is currently out for bid is this portion of the project that we're set to award today, with the idea that as that project moves forward, you'll then bid out the rest of phase 1 and then phase 2.
Yes, ma'am. We have approval on authorization to proceed to construction with Phase 1B. So that whole phase is approved for construction. The Phase 2 is under final review by DOT.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Newton, you asked the question that I had in mind, so thank you. Are any additional questions, comments? Ms. McBride? All right, there's a grin over there, so.
I'm just happy, I'm happy about what you're doing, and I think it's a good choice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Need a motion?
Approve staff's recommendation.
Second.
Properly second. Any additional discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk?
McBride,
Yes?
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, next item on the agenda, I entertain a motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second. It's been moved to properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk?
McBride,
Yes?
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, we are adjourned.